Would you fly in an airplane built in China? Well, before you answer that, China is ready to challenge the Airbus and Boeing with its new development, the C919. Buckle up for a journey through the skies and the political landscape, where Beijing's dreams of technological independence collide with its current reliance on foreign manufacturers. But behind the fanfare and a Made in China label, the C919 raises complex questions about China's role in the global aerospace industry. Could it be wholly made in China? Well, that's where things get interesting, maybe a little bit political. Stick around as we uncover more. The C919. Let's start our journey with a little bit of backstory. The C919 is a brainchild of China's state-owned Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China, COMAC, conceived with the audacious aim of reducing China's reliance on foreign aircraft manufacturers. The initial prototype took to the skies in 2017 and achieved its type certificate in 2022. Fast forward to December 2022, and the first production model found its home with China Eastern Airlines, paving the way for its commercial debut in May 2023. With over 800 orders in the pipeline, the C919 has struck a chord primarily with Chinese airlines and leasing companies. Its sights are set on claiming a slice of the burgeoning domestic and regional aviation market in Asia. However, the path ahead is far from cloudless. The C919 faces several challenges, including technical hurdles, regulatory red tape, safety concerns, and the daunting competition presented by the established players in the industry. A long-held hope. But this dream of making China-made large aircraft fly in the blue sky has been a long-held aspiration for the Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China, or COMAC, a state-owned enterprise headquartered in Shanghai. Their flagship creation, the C919, is often hailed as China's answer to aerospace giants like Boeing and Airbus. This ambitious endeavor is no small feat, as Shukur Yusuf, founder of Endau Analytics, rightly emphasizes. Only a select few countries worldwide can boast of manufacturing their planes, and for good reason. The barriers to entry are monumental, encompassing a demand for advanced technical expertise, stringent regulatory standards, and a staggering investment of time and resources. The C919 in particular has been a costly venture, with an estimated price tag of approximately $49 billion per CSIS. Determining the exact cost is not easy, mainly because of COMAC's somewhat opaque financial practices. While this isn't COMAC's maiden attempt at producing an indigenous aircraft, the C919 garners more attention because of its size and scope. With the capacity to accommodate up to 192 passengers and the ability to cover distances of up to about 3,500 miles, the C919 represents a significant step forward. In contrast, COMAC's initial commercial aircraft, the ARJ-21, is a smaller regional jet capable of flying up to 2,300 miles and hosting up to 97 passengers. But things get even more interesting. COMAC is also set on a more ambitious project, a long-range, wide-body aircraft called the CR929. However, this venture, a collaboration between China and Russia, may have hit a roadblock since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine last year. This plane will never be more than a photo, never more than a drawing. Who knows? China-made. But let's get into the real matter here. Is it really China-made? Well, remember when we said things get interesting? Here we are. Beijing proudly dubs this plane as their first significant foray into producing a large passenger jet all by themselves. It's a vivid illustration of their grand Made in China campaign, aimed at reducing their dependence on foreign manufacturers. Well, it seems the excitement might be a tad premature, as experts suggest that instead of bolstering China's global tech prowess, the C919 is a poster child for their ongoing reliance on the West. You see, the irony here is that despite the government's enthusiastic claims that the C919 is a triumph of homegrown engineering, analysts have been quick to point out the stark reality of its composition, which leans heavily on components made far from Chinese soil. Most of the chunk of this aircraft's components is not made in China, but lovingly imported from foreign suppliers, primarily from the foreign lands of North America and Europe. Chinese state media claims that only 40% of the plane's parts come from abroad, but those in the know insist that this number is, shall we say, rather conservative. While it's customary for manufacturers to source components globally, the C919 takes it to a whole new level. In the words of Scott Kennedy, who spent 2 years delving into China's quest for a domestic aircraft industry, the C919 is primarily a non-Chinese airplane with Chinese paint on it. This rather colorful assertion comes from the trustee chair in Chinese business and economics at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington. In a comprehensive analysis conducted by CSIS in 2020, it was estimated that a staggering 90% of the C919's main or large-scale component suppliers hailed from North America and Europe. A mere 10% came from China and other Asian countries, as per the report's findings. This estimate aligns with Yusuf's assessment as well. Kennedy acknowledges that the proportion of foreign components may have shifted since the 2020 report. Still, he deems it unlikely due to the immense challenges of changing suppliers during the intricate aviation certification process. Indeed, it's no small feat to shuffle the deck of suppliers in such a complex and highly regulated industry. Despite these revelations, the C919 received the green light for commercial service and mass production in mainland China late last year, following years of delays and setbacks. The Chinese government has been forthright in acknowledging the criticism and addressing whether the C919 can genuinely be labeled a domestically manufactured aircraft when it's heavily reliant on imports. An editorial in the Chinese state-run tabloid Global Times admitted the reality, stating, "It is true that there is a long list of foreign suppliers for the C919. The list of foreign contributors to the C919 includes names like Honeywell, GE, CFM LEAP, Parker Aerospace, Rockwell Collins, and Michelin. These companies supply critical components like the aircraft's electrical system, landing gear, flight recorder, engine, flight control system, weather radar, and tires, and they all happen to be US or European components." So to put it bluntly, despite the fanfare surrounding the C919, it's essentially a combination of foreign parts dressed up in a patriotic Chinese coat. Maybe this is a good time to remind ourselves that the road to technological independence is often paved with borrowed components. For now, it seems China is more of an importer than a manufacturer when it comes to aircraft. But who's counting? Smiles all around, right? A worthy opponent? But even with this, China's dreams of COMAC challenging the aviation titans Airbus and Boeing have been no secret. Yet, experts like Shukur Yusuf, founder of Endau Analytics, believe that this uphill battle won't be conquered anytime soon. One significant hurdle is that COMAC has yet to create airplanes distinct enough to sway major carriers to switch loyalties. According to Yusuf, the technology they offer is already available in the Airbus and in the Boeing planes. So why switch when you can have the tried and tested options? Additionally, the road to gaining approval from US and European aviation regulators is a lengthy one. The process of certification can stretch across many years, delaying COMAC's entry into these highly competitive markets. However, it's not all gloomy for the C919 and its siblings. As production scales up, it's anticipated to secure more orders at home and in developing countries where affordability plays a significant role in decision-making. Indonesia's Transnusa, for example, became COMAC's inaugural overseas customer last year, marking a positive step forward. In the words of Yusuf, it should be greatly appreciated that another country apart from the Europeans and the Americans is providing an alternative aircraft in the commercial market. Which is a bit true, don't you think? Who cares where the materials are from? The skill set to gather a full working plane is what is impressive. Hit that like and subscribe button if you agree. Nonetheless, even if China were to offer its aircraft at more competitive prices, winning over established players in the airline industry would be a formidable challenge. As Yusuf aptly puts it, there's always a stigma associated with new entrants in the field. The trust built over the years with established manufacturers like Airbus and Boeing is not easily replaced, regardless of how enticing the offer may be. So, while the C919 might not be quite ready to take on the giants just yet, It signifies a remarkable stride in China's pursuit of becoming a prominent player in the global aerospace arena. As the world waits and watches, only time will tell whether the C919 can rise to meet the lofty expectations set for it. And we'll be here to keep you updated. With that, let's shift our focus to a complete build. Click on this video to take a peek inside Airbus ACJ220, the new $81 million jet suited for VIPs. See you there.